Then now 4th year to 6th year, that's when it's more, now you get to interact with patients. It feels now more real, if you should use the word real. Yeah. So the first year to beat, third year beat, I would say, what stands out, like pharmacology was really hard for me. I would say biochemistry, the structures, the cycles, was also something, something difficult. Yeah, but we managed to sail through, having a lot of classes here. We had a lot of classes, lots of the tutorial group. So learning would happen around there. Yeah, so those are the main beat. It was also interesting, I think, also transitioning into third year when you started pathology. Now you start learning about diseases or how exactly things start, embryology of almost everything. It was a little bit fun. Okay. I think fun on the reading, fun not on the examining bit. When you're a big exam and you don't remember it, that's not fun. But just knowing, so this is how this is formed, this. It was quite interesting. I remember neurophysiology. That was second year. Neurophysiology also looked like, whoa. I think that's a time when you feel like the teacher, wow, this teacher knows a lot of things. There are lots of things, lots of the pathways, they are interesting. One of the things that just stood out was always the get theory about pain. I always remember, because whenever you're feeling pain and maybe if you rub, it's because you actually, it's almost like your form of distracting into something like that. Yeah, that's one thing I can remember. But getting out to 4th year, it was interesting because now here we have patients, interacting with patients. It feels really nice. Yeah. The other bit that felt nice about the 4th year was that we had 6 years. And I remember clearly, especially when I was in internal medicine, we had these 6 years who were very nice, really, really nice, and really try to explain. And you always felt like, wow, she knows a lot. She knows a lot. She just, they're asking questions and she keeps saying about it and like, it's a lot. Yeah. But they also gently guided us. So even if it felt overwhelming, there was always someone would say, okay, just do this, just read this, know that. And that was really helpful. Yeah. So I really loved that. Being able to read when you have a case, for example, there's a patient who has TB and now you have to go and read about TB. It was nice because you can almost remember, okay, so what are the presenting symptoms, why, how long does it stay so that you can be able to see it, those kind of things. Yeah. I felt like during the clinical years, many things now made more sense. You are able to see things. You're interacting with people here, so a lot of things that, about human interaction and being able to see how things can change. One day someone is really sick and then the other day they get better. Or they're really sick and the next day you find they're not there. And now we start, now in real time, starting to be, to meet death, the idea about death and everything that, things are not permanent. Sometimes there are people who show a lot of hope, but the next day you don't get them, and now how to deal with that, or sometimes to just see someone as they're actually their last minutes of living. I think those are the things I would say were highlights. And also to meet consultants. Now people are asking you questions, hey, challenging you here and there, and those kind of things. Wow. Yeah, it feels like a totally different one, but enjoyable, I would say. Getting to 5th year. 5th year is a little bit of a different, because now we have short durations of training, like 1 month now each in every rotation, very short rotations, but really nice. I think my only take home was, especially for those rotations, was that I remember one consultant telling us, it's about learning how to know when to refer. Yeah. So we're not trying to make you a specialist here, unlike the 4th year and 6th year. Here it's just more of, okay, which one do you now know? Like here, for example, if it's the eye, we don't need to sit with this patient. This patient needs to be on their way to an ophthalmologist, those kind of things. That was my take home from 5th year. Yeah. Or, the orthopedic cases and all that. So we had a lot of fun. They're interacting there also and learning. And now 6th year now comes with a lot of expectations. Now, hey, there's no way out. A lot of expectation on you. They're saying, you're the doctor here. What are you going to do here? Are you sure? Those guys, you're being grounded, something like that. Yeah. So, but that's how I can remember about it.
I think most students say that part of their academic life might have been traumatizing. Was there a point in your academic life you feel as if there was something really hard, maybe an exam that was like, oh Lord, that one was really hard, or an experience maybe in the wards that shook you?
That's interesting. I may need to really think through that. Because I don't feel like there's something that can pop out, like, something that was, to use the word, traumatizing. There were difficult moments, I would say that, maybe difficult moments, maybe in terms of trying to just understand the concept. And sometimes there's something like, hey, it's not coming. Maybe it's ophthalmology, you're shining the torch, look, can't you see? Like, I can't see, but you have to say something, those kind of thing. Yeah, but I can't really say there was a specific moment. Though I almost feel like, by the time I was finishing 6th year, I felt so relieved to have finished, but also it felt like it was such a torturous journey. I just can't put, I don't know why, I can't put, I can't explain why, but it felt like it had been such a torturous journey. I remember saying, I don't think I'm coming back for M-Med. It was not bad. Anyway, I'm still not yet there. But that's what I can remember. So I may not be sure exactly if there was a specific incident that made me say that, or it's just generally maybe there was so much energy that was spent, studying that time, those 6 years, that it just felt like, wow, can't we just find something else in life apart from medicine? That kind of experience, I would say, for me. But I don't have, top of my head, like a specific, like a specific moment that felt like, well, maybe this is my end of the journey, or, hey, no, I'm not coming back to this ward round, or, no. Sometimes, teachers could be a bit mean here and there, but you just take it. It's like, it's okay, take it well and
leave it at that.
Yeah, it's almost like you put your feelings at the back and let's continue. That's maybe how we just survived through.
Okay, maybe as you're moving now to the next part about your spiritual life, the leadership aspect, what you did in the CU, how it molded you, was there any part that your academic life affected your social life?
Academic affected social? Wow, I may not really think so at the top of the head. But on the other hand, I may think about it in the sense that, imagine when we're in school, I think we used to go home. I used to go home maybe like once a year, the 6 years, like once a year. Maybe when you're just transitioning from, this year to this next year. Because there used to be such short breaks between the terms, maybe like you're just closing for a weekend, or, just very short that it didn't make sense, to go home, all the transport and you just choose to stay home. So maybe in a sense, because I remember that said I had a small sister who had left, who was 1 year. So I feel like these 6 years, we didn't interact as such. We'd come back and they're like, you're grown. Oh, you're doing this. Oh, you're doing this. But just that, not much. So maybe from that end, especially with family, I will not really meet them. But anyway, on this other hand, I also had friends here in campus. So it felt like, okay, at least life is continuing here. We have friends, we're living and, planning things and doing things. So it felt, on this other hand, from the friendship bit, things were moving. Maybe from family point is where just going once in a while. So it almost felt maybe I actually officially moved out of home when I joined campus. Because from there I was just a guest. It was very short duration of time.
Okay. You can tell us about city life and how it was like in the